Everyone, welcome back. It is Tuesday and it is time for another wrestling review. Campo and I are back once again reviewing New Japan Strong, our final New Japan Strong event of the year. We are slowly winding down the year. So thanks again for making us another banner year. We are five, guys, five away from 350. Please, let's have a Christmas miracle. You want to give me a gift? Five more subs. Give me five more subs so we can hit 350. And Campbell's mic is floating away from him. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to ruin your intro.
That's fine. I don't pay attention to you anymore. I don't even look at you anymore.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
But when I go back and edit the videos, I see you doing the most absurd things.
I'm glad
But
somebody notices.
I do notice.
I'm
But
planning this as like a running joke so that at episode 500 there will be one person who's made it that far and they'll be like, "Oh, he's still doing that."
right, that's become a thing. So, reviewing New Japan Strong, like I said, with me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. Wrestling reviews, you come and see him here. But if you want TV shows, movies, if you watch a Superman trailer and you want to see a review of the Superman trailer, go on over to his channel. Link will be in the description box below. You know what else will be in the description box below? Link to our Spotify channel. That's right. We are now on Spotify. Starting in 2025, you're going to have all our major episodes posted on Spotify. So if you can't watch them, you can go ahead and listen to them on the go. So make sure you go and give us a follow there. So if you can't watch a video, at least you can listen to one of our reviews.
And special bonus,
Hmm.
I am going to take it on my liberty. I don't know what I'm saying for to tell you that our award show will be coming up
Yes, it
and
is.
JD will do editing. He has no choice. I've now said it, so he has to do it.
Oh, geez.
And also we're releasing that on Spotify.
Okay, absolutely.
He's like, thanks for making me do work. And it's fun
Yes,
because I don't have to do any of it.
I'm I'm a self-taught editor, so hey,
Hey, he's learning.
I'm learning as I go along. See, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I mean, you could just buy a new dog.
Yeah, I'll be
Or
put out.
he has a fake cat. I just want everyone to know that his cat is not real.
He's only 18 years old, has arthritis, can't walk anymore. He's losing his appetite.
N- 18 years of living a lie.
Yes, post a picture of De Niro up here. Even though he's seen videos, he's seen pictures, he's even been to my house. But let us get right into the New Japan Strong review. We open the show off with Campo's best friend, Matt Vandergriff, against Zane J.
What? Okay, first of all, why does I was like, this is not Matt Vandergriff. Why does he look completely different?
And it wasn't, it was Zane J.
But then also, Matt Vandergriff doesn't look like Matt Vandergriff.
No, he looked different, right?
It's like a different character.
Yeah. He looked like Tom
Um,
Lawler.
yeah, kind of. Um, Fine match actually. Just
Mhm.
it was what it was.
Yeah.
Very little people in the
Yeah,
building
I
at
even
this point.
made mention of that. There was
Like
nobody in the
of
arena.
all of the pre-shows we've ever seen, this was
Yeah.
surprising. There was like
But
maybe 50
not
people
just the
there,
pre-show, even the entire show.
but they never
There-
sell out like that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Strong never sells out like that. But there was
No.
at the peak, there was a decent amount of people. The problem is they weren't sitting in the camera zone. But once
Yeah.
again, it's something that I respect about New Japan that AEW and WWE just can't get over. It's like, who cares if nobody's fucking there? It's about the wrestling. I don't
Yeah.
care how many
But the
people are
thing
in
is,
the
the
arena.
funny thing too is WWE and AEW, they turn the house lights down and put a spotlight in the ring when the match is happening.
Yeah. It's
If
New
anybody's
Japan's
noticed.
like house lights on, like the
Yeah,
whole
all the
arena's
lights
lit
on,
up, like it's a hockey arena, a hockey game or
like a
something.
hockey game. Yeah. But
Um,
it is
yeah,
what it is. It's fine.
just who cares?
I did notice audio issues again in this
In the
episode.
early part, there was a
Yeah.
lot, and it was really bothering me.
Yeah.
And then it went away for like most of the main card until the like main event.
Yeah.
It started coming back a little bit. When
But
Rocky had the microphone, when Rocky
yes.
does his
Oh my
thing, it
God.
was
I
really
couldn't
bad.
hear a damn thing Rocky said. All I understood, Rocky match Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Anyways,
But we're going into our next match. It's Mina Shirakawa against Johnny Robbie. I'm so glad to see Johnny Robbie back after a
I'm
career-threatening
glad that
injury.
she can wrestle still.
Yeah,
I
I was
was,
gonna
you
say
know,
after a
like
career-threatening injury.
it could have went really badly. I'm glad to see her back. We had
Yeah.
high hopes for her. Um, It was a pretty good match. And
Yeah.
it's not, I don't want to discredit her at all because I think we're fans.
Yeah.
But
Big fans of Mina.
at least at this point of her comeback
Hmm.
to the ring for Johnny Robbie, she's not either just not fully there yet again or never was at this point in the caliber with a wrestler like Mina where it kind of
Yeah.
just felt like it's not like this match is bad. It's a really good match. It's
It's
just
kind of
you
like,
could tell Mina's like it's like when you hire Tony Storm to show up to an indie show to wrestle your best
yeah.
wrestler on your card. You know what I mean?
It reminds me of when Bailey first came back from her injury. She was a little apprehensive on what she can and can't do, and I think that's what Johnny Robbie where she
It
is
could have
right
been
now.
that, right?
Right?
And
I
also
I
Mina's
think.
like an A tier wrestler.
Yeah.
So you're just having your hog wrestling's best
Yeah.
woman have to fight. Like I said, Tony Storm is like, okay, this is kind
Yeah.
of, it's gonna be hard for her to keep up. But yeah, it was a good match. I was really happy to see Johnny back. I thought
Hmm.
it worked really well. It might have been, it felt a little bit long. I don't know how long it actually was.
It was 8 minutes, seven and a
But
half
there was a
minutes.
point where it felt like a perfect spot to end the match, and
Yeah,
then it
and it
didn't
kind of
end.
went on like an extra minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mina does get the win in the end. This is setting something up for later. But I don't think it hurts Johnny Robbie in the loss because you're
No, it doesn't.
losing.
You're
Yeah,
fighting Mina Shirakawa. That's a
you're
good
expect.
thing for you, and
It's
I'm
a good
glad
thing.
she's back, and I want to see what we can
Yeah.
do going forward.
So with that, our next match, West Coast Wrecking Crew against Grizzled Young Veterans for the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship. This was a really good match.
It was a really good match. I mean, I'm not surprised because
West Coast Wrecking Crew have always been good. We've always
they've
touted
always
their
been good.
praise. It.
They are, and listen, this is not an insult. They are this company's version of Gates of Agony, and Gates of Agony
Yeah.
are also very good. Gates of
Yeah.
Agony were are AEW's version of like the God. Do you know what I mean?
Fraxium.
Yeah, they're a really solid tag team
Hmm.
that's may not be the best tag team that you've ever seen, but they're very, very capable,
Yeah.
and they're they're just like fan favorites at this point.
Yeah. Even
And
as heels.
I'm glad to see like the way this match flowed and everything.
Yeah.
And I okay, so they win.
Yes,
Uh
West Coast Wrecking Crew are your new champions, and good on them. It's about, they even said it, after 3 long years, they are finally champions.
I commented on Fight TV's post. I put finally, and what's his name liked my post.
Riccofoni,
No, well, what's the guy's name from West Coast Wrecking Crew?
Royce Isaacs,
Royce Isaacs.
or
He
Jarrell
liked my
Nelson.
Royce Isaacs liked my thing. I was like, finally.
Yeah.
Um, because finally,
Yes, it's about time.
they're very good, and
Yeah.
they're the only real tag team they've ever
And
had
strong, yeah.
in Strong. So
Now
it's
you got
like,
Rosser and Lawler, but like,
I mean, but they were like Lawler at that point was still tweening with New Japan, New
yeah,
Japan. So but yeah, it's nice to see. And my problem with this is the vets are way too good of a tag team to be
yeah.
used as transitional champions.
It doesn't hurt them though, I don't think.
It doesn't hurt them because they're not a mainstay here.
No.
So people are just happy to see them show up. But it hurts them in the sense that like if I'm watching New Japan Strong consistently, why did they even win?
Yeah,
Right? It's like, okay, I guess.
yeah. Makes sense, but I mean, you can't really have a heel team beat a heel team, so they still have, or no, because you
It,
did
it
have a heel team beat a heel
it
team here.
falls too much into that category of what we've been seeing from New Japan for the last year or two that we don't like, where a tag team wins a belt and on their first defense loses the belt.
Yeah,
And then that tag team loses the belt back to that tag team in the first match, who then proceed to lose that belt again after maybe one defense.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I
right?
mean, but I think the reason why they lost is I think they are being positioned to win the IWGP belts
Which is fine.
because they vacated the belts, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Because Hanare, is it Hanare that's hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so
talk about it in this in during this
yeah,
pay-per-view, don't they?
yeah, they mentioned the fact that Hanare's hurt. They're gonna have, was it an open challenge at Wrestle Kingdom or something like that?
Yeah, and the team will be that luchador guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wrestles tonight. They wrestle tonight.
Yes.
And
Hechicero?
no, no, no. We'll talk about it when we get
Yeah,
there.
we'll talk
But
about it.
it's the match with the tag team from uh United Empire.
Oh, Newman and not Newman. Newman
No,
wasn't in this one.
no, it's two new guys that he
Yeah,
brings
the two
out.
new guys. Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
the luchador guy is going to be teaming with Great O'Khan in that
Great
match
O'Con,
to
yeah. Yeah. It is.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. I should have wrote it down.
Yeah. Uh, which they don't have on
Anyways, we're
listed on the
gonna
card yet.
we'll
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But where are we at here? So I mean, this was good. I really enjoyed this. It's good for the West Coast Wrecking Crew, and I think they're gonna have a nice solid run with this championship. Give them a good run with it. Let them run wild with it. Like they already got their first challenger set up. After the match, Rocky Romero comes out, congratulates them, and sets up a match between him and Yo reuniting
Yep.
for Wrestle Dynasty, I believe it is.
Yep. For Roppongi Revice.
Revice, yes. And for West Coast Wrecking Crew to beat someone of the caliber like a Rocky Romero, it's going to do so much for their careers, provided they win the match.
Yep.
So moving on, we have TJP versus Clark Connors versus Kushida versus Koze Fujita in a four corners match. This is four of the participants in that junior championship four-way match at Wrestle Kingdom. Junior tag match.
This match is crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
TJP is so good.
Fucking Kushida is so good.
Yeah.
Kushida literally was the glue I think that held this match like
Together.
perfectly together.
Yeah. He was the one calling all the shots in the match because you have a lot like I mean, yes, you have TJP who's also an experienced junior heavyweight, but you also have a couple new like not new guys, but still like pretty fresh in
I
Clark
mean,
Connors and Kosei Fujita,
I
but
don't know how to speak on Kushida factually like that.
hmm
We know that TJP is a big time locker room leader.
hmm
Kushida's one of the greatest
junior
at
heavyweights of
at
all
doing
time.
that. That's the difference, right? Like TJP's been around forever, but no one would point at him and be like, "Oh, he's one of the greatest." I mean, we might, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right? Like Kushida's like literally
Probably one of the
like
greatest junior
junior
heavyweights
wrestlers
of
ever.
yeah, of
So
all time.
having two of both those guys in the ring with like guys as skilled as Connors and Fujita,
hmm
it was a good match. It was a really good match. I
Yeah.
loved it.
But yeah, it was what else can you say? And TJP gets the win in this.
Yeah, and I didn't expect it. I thought it was gonna be Connors. I thought they were gonna find a way for Connors to weasel out a win.
Yeah, he tried. He tried. He tried some sneaky tactics, but it didn't work. So moving on to that four-way tag match at Wrestle Kingdom, I think it's going to be Fujita and Robbie Eagles winning the belts.
Don't
I
they have the
hope at
belts?
least. No, right now it's held by the Intergalactic Jet Setters. Because remember,
Oh yeah,
Kushida,
they won the tag, junior
yes,
tag. Yeah, so they'll probably win. Yeah, you're
so
right.
they'll win. And remember, Kushida has a two-way contract with TNA and New Japan.
Not anymore.
That contract expires. Exactly. So there's talks that Kushida may go to Noah.
I mean, but that's good because they work with New Japan as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that. That's good for no one. No one needs that.
They need that name recognition. They need that name value.
It's just the thing that bothers me is like I'd love to see him go there and win the junior belt, and he will probably, and probably the tags as well.
Yeah.
The way that Noah gives out belts.
hmm
But it's mind-boggling to me that he never won an X Division belt or the tag
Yeah.
belts in TNA. Like I remember him having a belt. What's this
Yeah.
Mandela effect that's happening?
It's wrestling Mandela effect. You know
It
what?
sucks
That's a
though.
great topic for a video, wrestling Mandela effects.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it.
Maybe we'll do
A
that
whole
one day.
series.
Yes. Yeah. But TJP does get the win. So with that, going into our next match, Leo Rush versus Hechicero.
Well, really good match. Like,
He's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
I mean, Leo Rush might just be a lot smaller than we
Yeah,
think he is.
that's true
Uh,
too. But when we saw Hechicero in, what was it, in TNA or was it in AEW? We saw him.
one of the two.
Yeah, it was one of those. He looked smaller compared to
AEW.
AEW. Yeah.
AEW. Yeah, I don't know. The good match though.
Yeah, fantastic match.
Leo Rush is a special guy.
Yeah.
Hechisero's really good too.
The only thing about Leo Rush is what they say, what people are saying, and it's all hearsay. I don't believe any of it until I witness it myself. But they're saying Leo Rush is poison in the locker room.
I mean, he could be.
Yeah. And that's why he was never really given a proper shot. But
I
in the
mean,
ring, there's
New
no
Japan
denying.
has been banking on him for like 2.5
Yeah.
years at this point,
And there's no denying his talent.
right? And then for New Japan to be New Japan's the no shit in the
Yeah.
locker room type of situation. So
Because they will legit beat you up.
yeah,
Can you imagine Tomohiro Ishii smacking around Leo Rush? Get it together.
I still okay,
So
like
Hechiseto does get the win, surprisingly. I'm guessing this is going to be a push for Hechiseto.
mm, I don't know. What do you give him? What do you give him to do?
Yeah, there's nothing really. I don't think he falls into the junior heavyweight category, does he?
No. So if anything,
Unless they build him up.
maybe he wins a strong belt,
Yeah.
so that way
But
they
then again, aren't they going to give that to Omega at Wrestle
we'll see.
Dynasty?
Maybe the plan is to find a way to get him the belt so that they can travel that belt to Mexico for a bit and get
Yeah.
some eyes on it.
And get some eyes on it. Okay. So with that, this is the match you were talking about. The new guys in Empire. Jacob Austin Young and Templario.
Templario is the guy that
Yeah, is the Lucha guy you were talking about. Against LIJ members Takahashi and Titan. We don't see Titan enough.
what a match though.
Yeah.
What a
Like,
match. Like fast paced, a lot of little skill, some good comedy.
hmm
It was hard hitting.
And there's a lot of new members in United Empire now.
I think they're really trying to Bullet Club it in the sense that like people now that are not even in New Japan in other
Right.
companies are going to be flying that flag, you know? Like Teton is from CMLL
Yeah.
and he's LIJ.
Kind of like the way Templario
Like
is CMLL as well.
weirdly in the when they had Roosh and those guys were
Yeah.
LFI
Yeah.
and like they're part of LIJ but LFI
Yeah.
and then they're not but they are. Like, I
Well,
don't know.
LFI is WWE, Lega de Fantasma, isn't it?
No,
That's
LFI is La Faction Ingobernable.
Ingobernable. Yeah. Okay.
The other ones was La Fantasma
No,
or some
yeah.
shit like that.
Liga de Fantasma or something. Yeah. Okay. That's the Santos Escobar group. But this was
Ah.
another fantastic match. Like I really enjoyed this match. I'm really so far like halfway through the show, and I'm really enjoying myself in this card. Um,
Yeah,
and the new guys I even put down just new guys win.
new
So,
guys were good.
yep. So going into the strong openweight championship match, Gabe Kidd defending against Rohei Oiwa.
Shut the fuck up.
Best Rohei Oiwa match since the
This match is
Kiyomiya match.
amazing.
Yeah, since the Kiyomiya match.
This match was like if you took Gabe Kidd versus Kiyomiya, but
hmm
then you also took Kiyomiya versus Rohei Oiwa and you made that Rohei
A
Oiwa
match.
versus Gabe Kidd.
Kid, that's what you got here.
That's what you got. Wait, that is exactly what we
What?
got here.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabe Kidd, the more I watch him, the more he's improving, the more not just in the ring, but on the mic too.
He
He's really
knows
developed this character.
he's not 100% in ring ability worker like a Kenny Omega or something, but he has a chameleon aspect where you
hmm
just put him with anyone, he adapts to what they're doing and makes the match look like
Yeah.
he's the greatest wrestler that's
You
ever
want a
wrestled.
technical match? Sure, I can do it. You want a high flying match? Sure, I can
It
do it.
just
You
yeah,
want a
and it's like
brawl?
this was
Yeah,
so
sure, I can
hard
do it.
hitting. This was
Yeah.
so hard hitting, and it felt real. It felt raw. This is why I watch New
New
Japan.
Japan.
This
Yeah.
is why I don't like WWE as much. It's this is the perfect match explanation. It felt like there was stakes, like it was real, like someone's gonna
And
get
you
hurt.
felt like these two actually hated each other.
Yeah, I believe there's a reason they're wrestling against each
Yeah.
other.
There's a score to settle there. You know what I mean? And this match was absolutely excellent. Gabe Kidd does retain and calls out Omega, calls like every name in the book. He's cursing up a storm, and
Yeah,
Like I said, his mic
he's
work.
like it's like the way he's talking, it's like he's like
Conor
Will
McGregor
Ospreay on crack.
or Conor McGregor.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it's very much like a Conor McGregor calling out everybody, claiming he's the best in the the best
I'm the
wrestler.
best, oi, bruv, governor. Fucking hell.
More Irish, but TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr., Shane Haste, and Bad Dude Tito against Fred Rosser, Tom Lawler, and Shota Umino.
I struggled to care at all about what was happening here.
The crowd absolutely took a shit on Umino.
Yeah.
They absolutely hated him. Bad Dude Tito got a bigger pop than Shota Umino
And it seemed like they were doing it on purpose.
in a way.
It kind of happens with Hazuki later, where
Hmm.
it's like obviously we like Hazuki and they
Yeah,
watch Japanese wrestling, the people that are at this show. So they like Hazuki, but it
yeah.
felt like they were cheering for her louder on purpose just to say fuck you
To Monet.
to Monet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what it felt like. Like we're
The
gonna
opposite.
hate cheer Shane Haste because fuck you kind of thing. This,
More
by the
like
way,
bad.
Shane Haste was amazing in this match.
Yeah.
He was the best part of this whole match. He was better than Zack Sabre Jr.
Hmm.
He was better than Bad Dude Tito. He was better than everyone on the other team.
Yeah, he's another one. Zack Sabre Jr., this run, lackluster.
It's just because he's hitting that Cody Rhodes stage. He's hitting that Will Ospreay stage where we're
Hmm.
seeing him too much now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his amazing things he can do don't amaze you anymore.
Because you've seen it.
And you're not giving him opponents like sure you want to put him against Will Ospreay or Zack Sabre or I mean now
Kenny
Bryan
Omega,
Danielson, Kenny
Brian
Omega,
Daniels.
that then yes. But when we're watching him fight Yota Tsuji and stuff like that, it's like, okay, like I don't care about this. Not to
Yeah.
take away from Yota Tsuji, I don't mean that at all. Um, this match, the whole match, I was just like open mouth staring at the screen, like, is this gonna end?
Yeah.
Like, please end.
Yeah,
It's not
please.
bad. It's just like I didn't care. It was a boring match. It was kind of long,
Yeah.
and we're already at a long point in this pay per view. It's been like
2 hours, over 2 hours.
yeah, and it's like this is like one of those WWE. This is one of those AEW matches where people talk shit about the length of the card because the whole
Yeah.
card's been so good and so tight, and then randomly there's this one match that just doesn't
They don't
fit.
care. And I don't as much as we were high on Shota before, I don't think he's the right person to win the belt.
There's no storyline in place for him. That's why we feel this way.
Yeah.
He's just a guy. My storyline for him, and I don't know
It
if we
has to be
talked about
it
this.
has
It
to
has
yeah,
to be him
the
turning on
Mox.
Moxley.
Yeah.
He has to be the catalyst to stop John Moxley.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. They have to reach out to Shota Umino and be like, "We need your help," and then tell John Moxley we have somebody, and then
Yeah.
have him show up behind John Moxley at a thing and like hit him in the head or something. Like one of
Yeah.
those.
Take him out. But
That's like where his life, not his life, his wrestling storyline right now
yeah.
needs to be rooted in a
He
deep
needs to
story.
you want to talk about finish the story? That's the story they need to
Yeah,
finish.
not he doesn't need a belt. He's not in my place. He's not in a belt storyline. He's in like a deep storyline. Like he
Yeah.
needs to get rooted in something serious and like
And by
dark and like
finishing this
gritty.
story, this will elevate him to the main
Yes,
event.
because now you've overtaken your mentor. You're
Yeah.
let him have that match, Moxley versus Shota,
You are
in
now the
like
senpai.
a serious fucking
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. None of this goofy shit that he was doing in this match.
Lock them, do the fucking cage that they did with Will Ospreay in the last match that he
That
had.
fence.
Yeah, do that. Lock Death Riders in there with fucking whoever. Build a
Yeah.
team. Build your
Yeah.
team. Mark Briscoe and friends
Mark
and
Briscoe and friends.
Shota and friends.
Shota and friends. Sounds like a Japanese sitcom.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
like Cheers.
But Bad Dude Tito, surprisingly, I think this call was made at the last minute because the crowd were super behind Bad Dude Tito that he gets the pin.
Yeah, let it happen.
Whatever. Give the boy some shine.
It wasn't a
So
bad match. Just
no, it wasn't.
boring and didn't need to happen.
I was not invested in it, is a good way to put
Zero.
it. Yeah. Zero investment. I have no interest in Zack versus Shota at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's one of the matches I'm least looking forward to. But moving on. Konosuke Takeshita and Jack Perry against Shingo Takagi and Yota Tsuji. This perked me right back
So
up.
there's an old saying. Um, it's from the movie Dumb and Dumber. And he's like, just when I thought you couldn't do anything stupid or you do something like this and then totally redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Because this match was fucking amazing.
Yes. Yes. And it told a great story as well, because you got Shingo and Takeshita facing off at Wrestle Kingdom for unifying the never open weight and the was it the international? No, he has the international.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we know that shit that who's gonna win.
Takeshita is definitely going to win
Yeah,
that
Takesha's
match.
definitely gonna win that match.
Like he just looks so imposing. The no selling that he was doing, making Shingo like what's it called? Like second guess himself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it was
it's so good.
yeah.
Just so good. It's Jack Perry's so good as well. Um,
Yeah. You know what? This little run that he's had this year has been the highlight of his career so far.
I would say, dare I say,
Hmm.
first of all, hold on, I'm looking for the other name because there was definitely someone else I was thinking of, and I can't off the top of my head. Yeah, between him and Gabe Kidd, gotta be like this year's like
Most improved.
breakout, most improved, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, for sure. In all of wrestling, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But this match was like insane. It was absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this match. And Takeshita and Jack Perry get the win. After the match, we get an appearance by the Young Bucks.
Well, first of all, they're beating down
Down C
LIJ,
Lij, yeah.
and then Takahashi comes out for the save because I
Hmm.
think there's going to be a match between Takahashi and Jack Perry. I think there's
Yeah.
like a little hint at that. And then the Young Bucks come out for the save, but then Takeshita doesn't seem to care that they're there,
No.
and Jack Perry kind of just walks away.
Even though he's part of the group, isn't he?
This yes, and this is what I didn't like. If you're telling a breakup story between them, you haven't given us anything to get to this point, which makes no sense. And then I don't know if you notice, Jack Perry walks away like I don't give a fuck, but then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
he's like
stops
walking
and
away like
starts
this.
coming back, and then just
Yeah.
disappears off the screen. It's like, so when they started talking, why did you come back if you're nothing was going to happen?
Yeah.
And then he was gone after he
Yeah,
didn't
you could
even
see him
come back.
like you could see him in the rampway. He's like confused as to what was going on. But main event time. We got Mercedes Monet against Hazuki for the Strong Women's Championship.
It got to
This
be
is
in the
the
conversation for best women's match of the year.
I think it's up there. This is the best Monet match I've ever watched.
It was like
Like
front to
bar
back
none.
crazy good. This is the best Sasha Banks match ever in Sasha Banks' entire
Like
career.
we're talking her entire career. Exactly. We're talking from NXT all the way up until now.
And it was not just Hazuki. It's
No,
something
she was
about
really good in this match.
when you have Mercedes in these Japanese style matches where it's like reckless and like
Hmm.
anything goes that
Let
she
her
just fucking
flow.
shines. Do you see
Yeah.
how good her like her Frankensteiners and like her
Oh my
tiaras
God.
were? They were like
Yeah.
perfect.
Her Meteora. Yeah.
Everything was
Absolutely
like
spot
perfect.
on. Like this was Q for Q, like on par. Like there were no botches at all, which is
It was
rare.
a great storyline when we got to that phase towards the end where there was just
Mhm.
kickouts
Where
and there was
Hazuki
like,
was like so frustrated by that she couldn't finish the job. Like, yeah, this
and didn't
was
she at one point take back to back fucking money makers or whatever that
yeah,
move's called and
back to
kick
back.
out?
Yeah, yeah,
She put her foot on the rope still,
yeah. The first one
and
she
the
put
crowd
her,
went literally nuts. Everyone stood up and was like,
yeah, I was like, oh my God, yeah. But it was, yeah. I mean, like I said, this is probably the best Monet match ever.
"Yeah, I will agree." And Hazuki is got to be like on the list of best up and coming female wrestlers for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah, she got to put her name up there along with Suzu Suzuki there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, there's a few others. But
That's funny because Suzuzu is the noise that my Suzuki makes.
is I don't even have a Suzuki. I got a Toyota, but I got it started again.
Hey,
No, I found out what it was. The glove box light stayed on, so it drained my battery.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But I recharged my battery. I'm all good.
All right, we're all good.
Yeah. It's cars
Speaking of
only.
speaking of Suzuki's,
Yes.
um, yeah, man, wow, what a match! I mean,
Yeah.
I did tell you that this might be match of the year preemptively
I
before you
think it
watch it.
may be in terms of women matches.
It's got to be up there. It's definitely, if it's not the one, it's top five for sure.
Yeah.
It blows Vacour versus
Julia?
Monet out of the
Oh,
water.
Monet.
No,
Yeah, for sure.
Vacour versus Julia's probably in that top five as
Yeah. But that
well.
was last year, though,
Wasn't that this year, earlier in the year? Or
right?
did she
When
get injured in at the end of last
she
year?
got injured at the end of last year.
Wasn't it at this event last
She
year when
broke her
she beat
hand. Yeah.
Julia?
I think she broke her hand.
Yeah, it was in December last year.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. It was called a different event, but yes.
No, but it was in this location, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was a different show though.
I don't know, whatever. This doesn't matter. Um, hey, good
Very
on
good.
you.
Yeah. And congratulations to Monet. She retains the championship. After that, we get our next challenger for her. Who but should come out but Mina Shirakawa. Ride the wave while the wave is hot, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if it can even get a match half as good as this, I'm on board. You got
I'm
me.
I'm sold. Yeah, like if this is what you can do with Hazuki, who is like fantastic and a great up and comer. Imagine what you can do with someone like Mina.
I mean, Mina is, I think, a more capable
Hmm.
wrestler in terms of like what her full catalog is, I think, than Hazuki, but I feel like Hazuki's a little more polished.
Yeah,
Like Mina's still a little bit sloppy sometimes. But Mina's like catalog of what she's move she has is like
yeah,
really big.
yeah,
And she's barely been wrestling.
yeah. Very true.
She's is like the cornerstone of women's Japanese wrestling right now
Yeah.
because no one gives a shit anymore about Iwatani,
No.
and I don't know why Shuri is like not important anymore in Stardom.
Yeah,
Do you notice that? Like she's not like at a top of the card person anymore.
yeah. I agree. But other than that, top to bottom, this show was fantastic.
I went first last time.
Okay. I gave this one slightly higher than Saturday night's main event. I gave this an 8-2.
I gave this an 8-1.
So we both went slightly higher.
Those last three of those last four matches were wow.
Yeah. I would have scored this higher if it wasn't for the Umino match.
I think hey, this is where for me you could take a little bit of points out. The Umino match didn't even need to be on the card.
Yep.
Um
The Matt
the
Vandergrift didn't need to be on the card.
I
They
mean,
just
but
put
that's a pre-show.
yeah.
The Mina match was just fine. I mean, it was
Yeah.
good. It was good, but it's like compared to what we got later in the night, I don't
Yeah.
think you needed that. And then also
The Mina match was to bring back Johnny Robbie and to set up Mina versus Monet.
the tag match that we got, the
United Empire versus
United
LIJ.
Empire one, we didn't need that either. Could have just been
Don't get me wrong, they were still good matches.
if you took those three matches just off the card,
This would have been an 8-6.
this could have been a nine.
Yeah.
A nine.
This is probably this. I'll say this is the best strong show we've ever watched.
Maybe, yeah. I don't remember what we scored them. I know we gave us a lot of low scores so strong.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the year.
Last
But
year, Strong got all bad scores, I'm pretty sure, except for the one where they had the Juice Robinson match.
yeah. But with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in next week. Next week we have our ROH was it Final Battle review, and then probably going to take some time off for the holidays. This episode is actually dropping on Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, Wayne's World Party on.
That's it. Party on, Garth. But with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in next week. Like I said, we have ROH Final Battle, and I believe next week we may do our year-end awards. Maybe
Maybe if not next week, it'll be filmed next week and probably be posted
posted
the week
later.
after.
Yeah. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.